What I am about to present is a new renewable energy concept with the potential to power the world and to create an industry worth trillions of dollars over the next century. But it's dull. No catchy videos, no pretty pictures, no entertaining music or drama. It's just the possibility to save the planet, start a new industry, and create jobs for a century. I'm asking you to commit yourself to watch something that could change all of our lives for the better and redeem myself as a father. If that does not interest you, if you are not prepared to invest 15 minutes of your time, I get it. I can be a very understanding guy. We all have important things we need to do. When the Death Star needs detailing or the Emperor needs his pedicure, that has to come first. But the change to renewable energy has failed us for the last time. If you do make the commitment, watch the whole thing, study it, support it, share it, and help improve it. Or I will be very put out. The physics and economics are solid. It's been double-checked by one of the best aerospace engineers of the last 50 years, as well as several others. This concept can make renewable energy cheaper than fossil fuels. Companies will voluntarily make the switch because they can make a lot of money. We've been waiting for new technologies to rescue us from the harm done by old technologies. This will be one of those technologies. Renewable energy has progressed, but still falls short of our needs. In 1920, 40% of United States power generation was renewable, all hydroelectric. We've added solar and wind farms. Wind is now nearly equal to hydro. Together they account for 45% of renewable generation. But overall, renewables have dropped to 11% due to increased demand. The renewable industry is doing well, but their total contribution to power consumption is actually falling. What we do have has been funded by tax dollars, propping up non-competitive technologies in the hope they could become competitive. The public cost slowing down our economies is what fuels the climate deniers. If we project our current progress in converting to renewables, at best it will take 500 years. At worst, it will never happen until the fossil fuels are gone. Only the Earth's oceans have enough energy to provide 100% of our energy needs renewably. We've known this for 50 years. We've researched it for 50 years. And some countries are beginning to make progress. Costs are still 50% higher than conventional methods, and it's supported by the government, but it's beginning. Why haven't we already switched? For the most dull and boring of reasons. You can't build these big, ugly transmission lines on the ocean. Oh, you can build them. It just costs a fortune and damages the seafloor. And energy is all about cost. If the solution isn't cheaper, either your electric bill or your tax bill is going to go up. And despite all of our wishful words, when those bills go up, people fight it. This is what the anti-renewables folks saw 50 years ago, and it's still true now. The real renewable solutions have to be cheaper. Electrofish is a research project into collecting energy from the ocean more cheaply than current methods. Put simply, electrofish is fishing for electricity. It's a research project for developing new concepts in ecologically acceptable ocean energy generation. It's designed to be used by private operators in fishing communities, making use of existing labor, skills, and equipment. Only the Earth's oceans have the energy we need, and the Electrofish project is the first step in collecting this energy cheaply. Electrofish is not a product. It's a research project to develop this entirely new technology and potentially an entirely new industry. The results of the Electrofish project will be licensed to companies which will create the products. Your donations will be used to provide these products to the people who can use them. This will provide jobs, renewable energy, and improve the lives of these people and their communities. Royalties will go to growing the program around the world. The math in the physics and cost estimates fills a couple of spreadsheets. For those who are interested, that presentation is on the way. The short story is that a single 6-foot square electrofish system can generate about 3 kilowatts. A fisher person operating 20 of them will generate 60 kilowatts. The small island of Bantayan, Philippines has about 2,000 inactive fishing boats. If each one operates 20 units, that's 120 megawatts. There are more than 27,000 islands in the Southwest Pacific, most bigger than Bantayan. If each island operates 5,000 boats, that will supply 8,100 gigawatts. In the 12 months ending in September 2019, the USA generated 32.7 gigawatts of wind energy. That's 8,100 for the South Pacific and 32.7 for the USA. That's about 247 times the energy of all the USA's current wind farms, for about $500 per generator or less. And the boats can operate bigger power nets and more generators if the math is off. That is the potential power of ocean energy and electrofish. And that's before we dare to voyage into the big currents of the deep oceans. I don't just see a beach. I see billions of gallons of water in constant motion, filling and draining this section of the ocean multiple times a day. This water contains gigawatts of available energy just waiting to be collected. Think of electrofish as an underwater windmill that looks like a cross between a jellyfish and a fishing net. This is the power net. Slow-moving water is caught in the net, which in turn drives a generator. The generator charges batteries, which are then transported to shore. Undersea cables may be used, but they increase the cost of the system dramatically. The power net makes use of both hydrodynamic drag and lift forces to extract the maximum amount of energy from the moving water. When the power net is closed, water is caught in the net and the net is pulled by the current. The design was optimized to use extremely low-cost, commonly available materials. The demonstration power net is made of PVC pipe, fishing line, and kite fabric. Total material cost was under $5 for a half-meter unit. While turbines are more efficient at moderate to high speeds, the power net operates best at low speeds. During the collection stroke, the power net's efficiency is theoretically greater than a real turbine. I hope someone out there can design one using 100% organic, biodegradable materials such as bamboo and jute fiber. The generator unit is the complete opposite. It has a Raspberry Pi 0.9 GHz computer, optical sensors, 3-phase generator rectifier, solar cell battery charging unit, stepper motors, and fiber-reinforced SLS 3D printed parts. The next version will have fluid flow, force, and power monitoring systems, and will log energy collected and report it to a central database. The overall design places all of the high-value components in the generator unit, while the power net itself can be repaired or replaced in the field. The final design will be a self-contained unit, fully watertight and seaworthy. The last part is the most boring, but of far greater importance: the battery. Some of my reviewers advised not talking about it. Battery technology is boring and invisible. Most of us only notice our batteries when they run out. We forget that most of our great new advancements exist because of better batteries. Your smartphone, electric car, drone, portable defibrillator, laptop, and other toys wouldn't exist without the lithium polymer battery. When that battery became available, it changed our lives. Ocean energy collection has been limited by the need to lay heavy, expensive underwater power cables. I've known for 40 years that with a good enough battery, we don't need the cables. 2 years ago, I started following the development of a new battery, invented by the same person who invented the lithium polymer battery. This is the sodium glass battery being developed by Drs. Helena Braga and John Goodenough. Just as the lithium polymer battery changed our world a few years ago, the sodium glass battery will do so again. It has now been reproduced by Nippon University. The IEEE has released an article asking if this is the end of petroleum, and it will allow us to affordably transport ocean energy to shore. The battery is coming. There may be setbacks, but companies around the world are investing billions in it. If all goes well, electrofish will have demonstrated it works about the same time this new battery is available. I don't believe in destiny, but Dr. Goodenough's name is spelled good enough. Maybe I'm wrong about destiny. I told you it was going to be dull. Abysmally, painfully dull stuff about batteries and transmission lines and taxes and electric bills. Did you expect Woody Woodpecker riding a rocket ship? He was otherwise occupied. But you made a commitment to me to watch the whole thing. By combining these technologies, it is now possible to place generators on the surface or underwater, anchor them with concrete or cinder blocks using rope, creating new seed locations for corals, store the energy in batteries contained in pods, and periodically take that energy back to shore. Large industrial organizations would have difficulty with this approach due to high labor costs. However, local fishing communities already have the boats, operators, and landing facilities needed. These people are already present and underemployed due to reduced fish populations. By adding electrical generation to their daily work, it will add significant income without impacting their fishing. When the sodium glass batteries become available, their low cost and rapid charge-discharge rates will allow hub-and-spoke collection systems which can operate kilometers from shore. This makes huge portions of the ocean available harvesting areas. This technology may even make exporting electricity by ship economically competitive. The Electrofish project plans to use a cooperative business model such as the one used by New England dairy farmers. Small individual operators will own their own equipment, collect the energy, and sell it back to the electric companies. While the back sale is getting worked out, they can use the energy collected for their own needs and to power electric vehicles. Gasoline prices in the Philippines are higher than the USA or Europe, and the government is making efforts to reduce consumption. For reasons of physics and geography, regions with high tides, shallow seas, and a large number of small islands provide the best harvesting grounds, while areas such as San Francisco Bay, Japan, the coast of Maine, the North Sea, Chesapeake Bay, the Salish Sea, the Aleutian Islands, and the Caribbean are all excellent potential collection areas. Only the Southwest Pacific region of Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Thailand have over 27,000 islands, shallow seas, high tides, a large available workforce, and the economic conditions to make this project extremely attractive. The Philippines was chosen primarily because English is a common language. Our initial goal is to convert a number of small islands to over 75% renewable energy in the next 5 years. The first step will be conversion of ecotourist hotels to using electric vehicles powered by electrofish. Then, converting other vehicles and the hotels themselves. Next is supplying electricity to the local power grid. We plan to use some form of matching arrangement from donors and government, so that the operators are invested but can still afford to purchase the systems. These small islands will test the designs and be examples of how to apply the system in other locations. Your donations will go toward research and development of the first-generation systems, purchasing units from companies licensing Dark Skies technology, and providing them to operators in island communities. It will also go toward acquiring government support and funding university research into improving electrofish and other ocean energy systems. The companies will pay license fees, which will be used to fund putting more units in the hands of people who can use them. You got this far. I knew you could. You've only got another 15 minutes to go. JK, I'm done. Hey, it really does sound better with my James Earl Jones voice than the SpongeBob voice. Are you sure we should keep this one? SpongeBob is much more marine. Hee hee hee.